to the very first GMA Accent podcast. We call this one the pilot episode. With GMA Accent, we are all about making sure we can create spaces for people from diverse backgrounds to show their ideas, talk about the work, and talk about their experience. Well, this is it. I'm very happy to be able to host this one today. And I'm very happy to be able to introduce my very good friend, Hamilton Murdoch.
Hi, thank you very much, man, for having me here. It is a pleasure being the very first episode. And, as you know me for a long time, it's a bit hard for me to be in front of the cameras. But the effort's totally worthwhile, and I'm really glad to be here.
Now, before we actually get into it, I would like to acknowledge the Palawa people of Tasmania, and I would like to recognize them as the original custodians of this land and continuous carers for it. Stay with us until the end, and let's get into it. Take us back 10 years ago. Remember, I met you in Brisbane, 2016, and life was very different than it is now. What was life back when you arrived in Australia for the first time? What kind of jobs did you do, and how did you adapt?
All right. Long time ago already, since we arrived in Australia 2016, and all the excitement of coming to a new country, and so many challenges ahead, but we couldn't even forecast how many challenges we would have actually. We knew that would be difficult, but we didn't know exactly how difficult it would be. So, I came back in 2016 with my wife, Tammy, and we made the decision to come here, of course, to have all this experience. And she just had finished her uni degree as a lawyer, and I came from the oil and gas market back then. And anyway, when we got here, I thought I would be able to go back to my career just like that. Of course, it wasn't exactly like that. I thought it would be a much more straightforward, like a linear path. But we came with a student visa, of course, and I'm not sure if most of people know that, but student visas, they have a limitation of working hours per week, per fortnight. So we weren't able to work full time. So I applied for many jobs on my field, and I got into some interviews, but once we got to the stage, they asked me what visa I was on, and I said, well, I'm on a student visa. And they said straight away, no. So it was really, really hard for me. But I think the thing that kept me strong during this first 6 months was my wife first, and God. We found the Catholic community, Brazilian Catholic community in Brisbane, which helped me a lot. Help us a lot to keep on the path, to not giving up. And there was the very first few months here.
And what kind of jobs did you have at first? I remember you saying there was some really exciting, adventurous and exciting jobs at first.
Actually, when I got into the adventures and exciting jobs was a while. Before that, we did all sort of odd jobs, if you can call it odd. I remember we sold strawberries in farm markets. We did that over the weekends, both my wife and I. We did a lot of cleaning jobs, so housekeeping or commercial cleaning. We did that for a while. It was really hard, wasn't easy at all, but was enough to keep us going emotionally and financially as well. Because even though it's an odd job, it pays enough for us to keep us here and pay for the studies, pay for all the costs involved. And we couldn't, otherwise we would have to be burning our savings, which we did, but in a much slower path. So we did what we had to do back then.
Very good. And I guess for anyone listening to this that is actually going through the same scenario, going through odd jobs, just trying to make the basic needs paid, what can you tell them about going through that time? Now 10 years in, you seem to settle nicely. But looking back, what can you tell people about what kept you going? What kept you staying on the path that led you to the position you are now?
Good question, mate. And I feel there are three main reasons that we kept strong 10 years on. First thing, the faith in God, one thing that we believe in that strongly. My wife, which is my biggest partner ever, she always stayed with me. We stayed together, and our relationship kept going strong and strong with the years, even on the difficult times, which we had so many of them.
Yeah.
And keep your mind focused on the long-term goal.
Long-term goals, that's very important.
You will suffer from the beginning. You will suffer with financial challenges, the distance from your family in Brazil or wherever you are from. And so those three things, I think that those are the three things that we embrace and we know since the beginning. So and on top of that, before we came, we made the decision to come and stay. You know, we never thought, let's maybe go back. We never thought about that in 10 years.
So you had to persist in the long-term goal.
Exactly. Consistency on doing the things you have to do to keep you here, legally, financially, and emotionally stable. But what is your long-term goal? Our long-term goal is come here, become citizens, and grow a family.
Yeah.
You know, so those are the main things that kept us strong. When I say me, I mean us, because we are family.
Big family now, actually.
Growing.
Growing family.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that a little bit later, but I wanted to ask you as well about the decision of moving from Brisbane to Tasmania. When was that? It was 2018?
2019.
2019, just a little bit before COVID. And I guess for a lot of people moving from the mainland to Tasmania, it feels like a very odd choice. Did you know much about Tasmania at all when you moved here? What expectations did you have, or what surprised you when you first arrived?
More surprises, and I didn't have much expectation because I didn't know anything about Tasmania before coming here. But what we did, because when we were still in Brisbane, we knew that we had to move to a regional area due to visa reasons. So we enjoyed Brisbane as much as we could as a young couple. So we did heaps of traveling, camping everywhere around Queensland and Australia and Mainland as well. And so when we were sure that, okay, we have to move from here as soon as I finished my study. I was studying civil engineering back then in Brisbane. And so I knew in 2 years' time when I finish it, I would have to move. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to get the permanent residency, or would take even longer to have that. So what we did, there was a good excuse actually to travel. Yeah. So okay, let's travel, and then we decide where to go, right? So we went to Darwin, in small cities around Darwin. We went to regional area, Victoria, New South Wales. And then we also came to Tasmania in 2018. For 1 week road trip, as everyone does. It's a perfect place for that, I guess. So we hired a camper van. We did like a heaps of traveling south and the east coast, a bit of north as well. And then I remember clearly, I always tell this story to everyone. I remember when we first arrived at the airport, we got the van, and then we start driving towards Sorel. And there is a causeway that we have to cross. And it's so beautiful. It was so windy, but at the same time, it was so beautiful. The landscape was totally different than I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. I saw pelicans, man, on the way. I never saw pelicans in my life. So it was very different, and we fell in love. So I remember talking to Tammy, we should live here, right? Yeah. After the first 5 kilometers of trip. And then they sent me on this feeling, went just deeper and deeper with the days, and the days passed. So, and then we made the decision right there. And less than 1 year later, we came definitely here. So we packed everything we had in Brisbane. Wasn't much. Wasn't much, just a few suitcases and that's it. And we said goodbye to our beloved friends over there. And then we came here. So we arrived here in the middle of July, so peak winter. Yeah. And then the expectation we had, this expectation we had built from the previous trip that we had here was completely different than the first week. Then we actually came here. So we found a temporary accommodation for 1 or 2 weeks in Sandy Bay, if I'm not mistaken. It was pouring rain, windy, so cold, the cold that I've never experienced in my life.
And I actually remember in your first month here, I took you up Mount Wellington, and we actually got caught up in a very strong blizzard. And rangers are telling us, you have to make it down. We started walking back down, and it was actually one of the most scary moments I had up the mountain because it was so cold. There was a blizzard. And I guess both of us were a little bit clueless of what to do and how to handle the situation. Clearly, we shouldn't be there.
No, we shouldn't be there. We shouldn't be wearing what we were wearing.
Yeah, we got too excited with the snow type of thing. But yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Tasmania has all kinds of weather, and often the weather is something people mention as a reason to leave.
Exactly.
So how come you stayed?
Well,
now nearly 7-8 years.
Remember when I was explaining the reason since we made the decision to come to Australia. So embrace whatever you have as an environment. Focus on the long term, and go through the difficult times together. We're just doing what we always did, pretty much. And instead of be focusing on the bad side of the bad weather that we have here half of the year, we've been simply embracing. So my mindset is, while most of the people that not born here, not so used to this place, while during the winter they just go inside, and be under the blankets, which is really good thing to do. I don't blame them. But I try to do the opposite. I go outside.
Embrace the environment as much as possible.
Exactly. Just, of course, put how many layers you feel that's necessary, but just go. I'm probably that crazy guy that you see running in a rainy day of the winter, or riding the bike when it's pouring rain or windy. I'm that guy because that's one way to keep myself strong physically and mentally, and that's something that also that was the way I found to experience Tasmania offer all year round, not just in the good days.
That is positive on all seasons, that's for sure, and I find that the same. It was hard to adapt. You have to learn new skills. You have to put yourself in an uncomfortable position first to then come out stronger on the other side. And I think that same mentality applied to you looking for your first job in Tasmania as well. You recently graduated as a civil draft engineer. Correct. Is that how you say it? Yeah. So you recently graduated as a civil draft engineer from Brisbane, and you moved to Tasmania. You started looking for your first job. How hard was it? Took you a little bit of time, I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we first arrived in Tasmania, we came to Hobart. We spent maybe 1 week trying to figure out what to do. But it's heaps of CVs everywhere. I knocked the door every single engineering and architectural companies, offices as well, all around the city. And I didn't receive any good feedback. My wife, the same. She couldn't get a job. She was working mainly as a barista back then. And that was her main experience. She was doing Brisbane. She loved doing that. And then I had opportunity. Someone else told me, okay, there'll be an event happening in Launceston. I said, where's Launceston? It's a small city up north. Okay, it's interesting. And then 2 days later, we just hired a car. We got an Airbnb or hotel, I don't remember, in Launceston. I went to this event, which, as most of things in Tasmania, was really small, maybe 15 maximum people over there.
Like a networking
event. I think it was in a co-working space, if I'm not mistaken. And fun enough. And over there, in the first day we spent in Launceston, I made a few networkings. I met a few people over there, and I got a casual job. I met one really nice person that's still my friend since today, Steven. And he offered me the first job. And pretty much he taught me so much of civil engineering in Tasmania. He took me to places, to construction sites, and showed me everything. He taught me in 1 or 2 weeks. He taught me more than I learned in the entire 2 years of civil study in Brisbane. So in 2 days, I got a job. Tammy got a full-time job in a cafe, the best cafe in town over there. It's really good. And we found accommodation as well. So pretty much we sorted our lives in 2 days in Launceston. And we understood that as, okay, God want us to stay here. So we just came back to Hobart just to grab our stuff. And then we moved permanently to Launceston. And then while you're there, even though I got this, wasn't a job, it was just a casual, thing that I was doing, but I had to get a proper full-time job for visa reasons. So that job that I got there, the schedule was really helpful to learn, but it wasn't helpful for my process. And I kept looking for work. I went again to every single engineering company in Launceston, up north, entire region actually, all the way to Devonport back then. I couldn't find a position, so I spent 5 months pretty much unemployed, looking for a job.
5 months.
5 months.
Wow.
While I was working full time and pay all the bills. It was really hard time for myself, because the men are the provided at home.
Yeah.
That's what we learn, and that's the way we think. But thankfully, I have a really strong wife that kept me going, and she said, "No, you stay here, keep looking, don't give up."
Wow.
I tried to get another odd job just to pay for the bills, but I remember clearly she said, "If you get any out of these jobs here, there's less time you'll be spending searching for work, for proper work," and that's what I did. So I kept applying for jobs, and finally I got work. But after 5 months over there, I got a job in Hobart.
In Hobart. Wow.
Yeah. So, oh my God, I have to, thank you God, but man, I have to go back there.
Yeah.
And then, but that's what we did. I mean, we kept our house in Launceston, but I came down here, stayed temporary accommodation for the first few months. And I was going up to Launceston every week, every weekend, to stay with them. That's what we did. And then suddenly something happened, which is COVID.
Yeah.
And then Tammy lost her job over there because every cafes they pretty much closed, they shut down, and then finally we got accommodation here, and then life kept going. But that was the reason we actually returned to Hobart, but in a much better situation.
Returned, you already have a full-time job.
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. So
I was really glad.
Something really strong that is coming out from what you're talking there is persistence, having a long-term goal, and some level of local connection. Like how important was it to establish that local connection, get your first casual job, learn how to do the job.
Exactly, yeah.
Because it was
I didn't have a clue back then.
And then finally landing a full-time job later. And I remember you saying in the past that once you got that full-time job, everything seems to be running a bit smoother. Life started happening in a different way for you.
Yes, it was life-changing, but it was still challenging as well. So it was very important for me. So I finally had this full-time job that I could prove to the immigration department, to Home Affairs Department, that we are on the right path to get the permanent residency, our next visa. So we kept doing that for a while, and then, but then life changed again. So
that was your first daughter you're talking about?
Yes, and so exactly during COVID, we all got stuck at home. I was working from home for 4 days a week for my full-time job in Hobart, but we couldn't go to the office, so we were working from home. And then my wife got pregnant. And then, oh my God, then life slaps in our face again. So little with it. Wasn't too much of a surprise because both of us, we always wanted to have kids, and we wasn't planning to have it on that specific time because it was very challenging for us. We were single income. Then she was at home, staying at home. We were sharing a house with friends back then, and okay, that's hard, but we have to go through it. So what should we do to let's rearrange our life so we can receive this baby, this blessing, but continue to the plan, continue doing the what we had decided back then, which is a long-term goal. And so thankfully we had our first daughter, Olivia, and it was hard, but it was at the same time, it was beautiful, was magical. Was really hard health-wise for my wife because she had a really hard first few months of the pregnancy, where pretty much she stayed in bed for 3 to 4 months,
morning sickness
and sort of stuff, and I had to support her as much as I could, but I had to work at the same time. And then I went back to the office, and we were leaving maybe 40 minutes by bus, or maybe 1 hour by bus from there. Anyway, so it was a really hard moment for us. But again, keep going.
And it seemed to be working really well for you because now you have 3 daughters. How do you go from having the first in a difficult situation to then now you have 3? You seem to have built a family environment that is really inspirational. I inspires me a lot. So every time I come to your place, everyone is happy. There's a very live environment, and the children always look happy. What seems to be the values or this sort of family environment that you guys have created that is so different than everything else I can see actually?
It's hard to evaluate.
It's a little
my
bit
own
off
life.
script sort of question.
No, yeah, okay, that's so good. Yeah. But it's hard to explain from inside. I think they're very easy for someone else outside, but I try to see from outside. But what we did pretty much wasn't easy again, but we did so much conversations and arguments as well, both me and my wife, to find the right balance of, okay, what should we do? But again, as a Catholic family, we have a guidance, of what to do, basically, which is pretty much stay with the kids as much as we can in the first 5 to 7 years. So pretty much we didn't send them to any childcare for the beginning, which helped a lot to shape the character of Olivia, which is passing on to my other kids as well. Yeah. So that's one thing that's beautiful. And we are so proud of ourselves of doing this. Yeah. Of course, it's hard. It's harder even for Tammy because she's a stay-at-home mom, and she chose to be like that. Thankfully, again, so I went back to the position of being the main provider at home, and she's the main carer of the kids. Yeah. So it gives me peace of mind of, okay, I'm doing my work and she's doing her work at home, educating the kids. And of course, my second job is the kids, or I would say my first job is taking care of the kids. My second job is my actually full-time job. And we just kept going on the plans and trying to educate the kids the best way we can with good values. Very much was it.
How do you then manage to balance your mental health or physical health? You have a full-time job, you raise 3 children, and you still keep a very active lifestyle. You recently ran a marathon. You have a number of half marathons. You ride your bicycle everywhere. How do you manage that? Or should I ask, how can you do that in a place like Tasmania?
It makes my life easier, actually, in Tasmania. It would be harder to do that in a big city, actually. Because Tasmania offers such a good environment where it's safe to go anywhere, riding or cycling or running or anything. And such an inspiring place to go anywhere. So if I leave my office, if I walk or run for 5 minutes, I feel like in a bushland where I see wallabies running with me. I see possums and all sort of the wildlife just 5 minutes from the CBD. So not every place offers you that environment. And I have one thing that since we had Olivia, I didn't have time to go to the gym, for example, because life is demanding now. Having one kid is hard. Actually, it's harder than I have 3 because we don't know what to do. We don't know what to expect. So I realized, I don't have time to go to the gym. And I learned something from a book, which I don't recall exactly which book, but I learned something called the Gym of Life.
The Gym of Life?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much you incorporate the exercises in your daily routine. So, for example, instead of getting home from work and just laying this couch and watch TV, no, I should do something to stay active. I do gardening, let's say, or instead of driving the car, or instead of taking the bus to work, why don't we ride my bike? Exactly. Or if I could be walking or running. So that's what I've been doing since then.
And I feel like Hobart or Tasmania in general is the perfect place to have that balance. Everything is somewhat close or nearby, and you can ride your bike anywhere. It's a very bike-friendly city. There's a lot of running. There's a lot of activities that you can do outside, despite the weather. With a bit of adjusting, you can do it all year long.
And of course, you have to be near the people with the same mindset.
Correct.
Like, for example, the Get My Accent running group, for example. If you want to be active, stick to them. Stick to the group. That's one thing. Have the proper gear. So I don't have to spend heaps of money. My first bike was $150 bike, as you know, and I spent maybe 4 or 5 years using the bike daily.
And now I'm using that bike myself.
That's it. So it's still going. So don't bother about buying the most expensive gear. Start with the basics. Do it for a few weeks, few months, until okay, now I think I deserve and I need, because I'm doing already regularly. I need maybe a better gear. So I buy better clothes, buy a better bike if you can. So that's what I've been doing. Gym of life.
Gym of life. Okay, I'm taking note of that.
Use the every little minute available I have to do some sort of exercise. And after 3 kids, being 41 years old as I'm in right now, I feel like in my peak. So I'm physically. So I've never been as fit or as active as now. Amazing. Even though before I didn't have kids, I had heaps of times on my hands, which I had no idea how I spent my time. Oh my God, if I had the same mindset 5-10 years ago, I probably would be 100% different. But it's still time. So that's what I recommend to everyone. Keep moving. Don't stop. And with 1, 2, 3 or more kids, you always find time to exercise. That's good for you, for your body, for your mental health. And it reflects in your kids because you give them a good example of always being active. Gives your wife, your partner, a good example as well, because always incentivize her to be active as well. And it just overflows to everyone around you.
It's a source of good energy, isn't it? Exactly. You show up to work, you show up to your life, feeling like you have something to give, and that's very inspiring.
Nice, man. Thank you.
So now it's been about 8 years based in Tasmania. You build a very inspirational life with your family, you found work, and well, for the last 5 years at least, you've been commuting to the city from the Eastern Shore every single day, riding your bicycle, sometimes running, catching the bus. And recently you seem to realize that that was the reality for a lot of people. It's a very short commute, but often very painful, isn't it?
Yes, if you say from where we are today, to, for example, in the Eastern Shore to the CBD, is no more than 7 kilometers. If you say that to someone that lives in a big city, come on, that's easy, man. You could, that's so close. That's a dream. They still call it inner city, living. But when you bring that to Tasmania reality, and then, okay, there's a river for people that doesn't know Tasmania or Hobart. Okay, we have the Hobart CBD, the Darwin River, and then the other side we are in the Eastern Shore, city of Clarence. And I've been crossing the bridge or the river for 7 years actually. Leaving the Eastern Shore and going to the city, and I found sometimes a bit painful because I enjoy being in the office. I enjoy the exchange we have, the learning we have. Going to the office and meeting our co-workers, but sometimes it's not necessary. And so many people I know that work from other companies interstate, for example, they don't have a base in Tasmania, a permanent base, or small companies that don't have to be in the city every day in the CBD, but they still go there because that's the only place they found a proper work environment to work from. And I had this thing in the back of my mind for years now, exactly 4 years. 4 years. 4 years that I have the thing, why we don't have any sort of flexible workspace in the Eastern Shore. And even though the city of Clarence has so much potential, we have the second large council in population in Tasmania. We're just after Launceston, Clarence, and then become Glenorchy, Hobart and stuff. So Hobart is the city business district, but most of the people don't live there. So they have to come from somewhere. And roughly 30 or 40% of Clarence.
Wow, it's a big number, 30 to 40%.
Yes. Wow. So the options are bridge. In the past 4 years, maybe we have the ferry, very limited capacity,
limited service,
amazing commute, beautiful being on the ferry, I love it. I take the ferry once in a while. I used to do at least 2 or 3 times a week, but it's still a hustle to get there. So you either have to drive and find a parking there, or pay for a park is a nightmare, or either have to spend the time to come to the ferry station here in Bellerive, or plus the travel time, which is about 10 to 15 minutes, and then from there you have to walk or maybe get a scooter or something to your workplace or walk. I've been doing this commute using my bike or running or a combination of bike and ferry.
And Bellerive, Clarence seems to be the perfect place to establish an office and create a business here, because you have a mix of good restaurants, cafes, good access to parking, shops. Everything can happen here. Why do you think no one has ever done a co-working space in Bellerive before?
Well, because it's a bit out of the obvious. So the obvious is find a place to work in the CBD. That's what everyone does. Some companies were able to find a workplace in Rosny, let's say, which is 500 meters from here, but it's not very good environment. People don't want to go there. It's too busy, annoying people, annoying kids, walk on the street, making all sort of mess near over there. It's not the place where I want to be, where people want to be. Instead of Bellerive specifically, it's so close, but at the same time so different, because that's where people want to be. That's where I've been coming for the weekends to have coffee with my family, to meet friends, or for having a beer on the pub, or a burger, or my gym is already have the gym that I go over there. Many other wellness centers. You have the ferry terminal if you ever want to go to Hobart CBD. So I feel like that's the right place to do it. If you live the Eastern Shore, one thing that was surprising for me is the amount of remote workers that come here. I wasn't forecasting that. I thought it would be first the small companies, but so people probably working from home, and if you're isolated, they don't have the proper environment to work from, and they come to Bellerive Coworking as a safe haven or a safe ground. So they have the space here, they have the amenities, the kitchen, tea, coffee, snacks. So that's a target audience that I wasn't forecasting before, but I'm surprised we have this. So we are really happy to be here.
Very good.
And offer this space to everyone.
It is the perfect spot, isn't it?
It is.
And now you're finally making it happen. So just maybe a month ago,
just a month,
you created this beautiful space right in the best location in Bellerive. And tell me, what do you hope that people that work with you here and share this space, what do you hope that they feel and achieve by coming to work here?
I would say before opening the place, even though I did a bit of research, I was hoping the people to come here. But now I'm 100% sure there is a problem, there is a pain, not just from my pain, but it's shared by many other people. And I'm really glad to see or to hear when people come here to see the place, they all say the same thing. Oh my God, finally there's a place like that here. So I don't have to go to Hobart every day anymore. So every time I hear that, I heard already so many times. And I feel like, okay, I'm happy because I found a problem. And that's the goal of any entrepreneur. We always with the eyes wide open looking for problems, and then we think how to solve them. So I found this problem that first from my pain, and then I shared with friends, the people I knew, and now I'm sharing with all the people that I never met before, but they are coming here and they just tell me, okay, I have this pain and I'm really glad you guys opened. So we opened Bellerive Coworking Space just a month ago. It's the heart of Bellerive. We just look from my window, you can see the ferry, you can see the cafes, the foreshore trail. So if you live even going towards Kangaroo Bay or Links Farm or Bellerive, Howrah, Tremia, you have the foreshore trail. If you can commute by bike here, it's such a nice trail to take, such a nice way to arrive at work early morning. And so that's what we've been doing, and there's not the best way to start your day. Just on the way, grab a coffee, come here, or have a coffee here. So that's the best thing.
And you seem to be booking out really fast. There's maybe a couple of tables left and 1 or 2 rooms left for bookings.
Exactly,
how can people get in touch with you and book a tour, come to meet the place, and maybe secure a table here?
Please first go to our website, bellerivecoworking.com.au, or we are in the socials as well, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube now. So you can find all the links there, so you can see more. You can see for yourself more of the space. But if you go to the website, there's an option there to book a tour. If you want to come here for 15, 30 minutes to have a walkthrough, to have a bit of feeling of the space. But also we are giving today another opportunity for anyone that wants to come spend a bit more time as a trial. So we also offer 1-day trial. So if you go today to the website, it'll be there, book a 1-day trial. Come here early morning, you're welcome to stay for the day as much as you can. Use the space. You can use different tables wherever is available. Have a feeling of how it's to be working from Bellerive. So I always say everyone comes to Bellerive to eat, exercise, take care of the body, meet friends, together with friends. But now so why not come in and work from here as well? So you can have sort of the best of both worlds. You can enjoy your life, take care of yourself, and also work, grow your business from here, or deliver whatever you deliver for your employee or employer, or grow your team here. And because we are a flexible workspace, you can start for yourself, and then maybe you hire someone else, get another table. Maybe soon you'll be needing a proper private office for you. We have the meeting room, the podcast room. That's the one we are using.
That's why we're recording here today. Yeah.
And so it's very flexible. It's a month-by-month contract, so pretty much no lock-in contract. Use the space, have a feeling. If you need something else, we are happy to adjust, your needs. Because we are starting now, we have this luxury of redesign the space according to the needs of the first members. Yeah.
Amazing. I'm very happy that you are able to do this. I think you are the best person to deliver this project, and I think everyone that comes around have a feel for this space, will have that feeling that they have also a community here of like-minded people, entrepreneurs, business people that really want to make a positive impact in Tasmania. And why not do it right here in Bellerive?
Exactly.
On the Eastern Shore.
Yeah. Exactly.
On the Eastern Shore.
If you live the Eastern Shore, one thing that was surprising for me is the amount of remote workers that come here. I wasn't forecasting that. I thought it would be first the small companies, but so people probably working from home, and they feel isolated. They don't have the proper environment to work from, and they come to Bellerive Coworking as a safe haven or a safe ground. So they have the space here, they have the amenities, the kitchen, tea, coffee, snacks. So that's a target audience that I wasn't forecasting before, but I'm surprised we have this. So we are really happy to be here.
I think your story is a living proof that navigating a new country isn't about fitting quietly to a pre-existing box. It's about having the determination to build your own space. So thank you very much for sharing your story, showing up to everyone what's possible. And I want to now extend the invitation to everyone listening to this podcast, the pilot episode. This is for you as well. If you have an idea, if you have a business, and if you feel like your story is worth sharing, reach out, contact us, and we'll be happy to record this for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.